To hell with hearing aids, just let me use this app instead. Hey guys, Cliff Olson, Doctor of Audiology and founder of Applied Hearing Solutions in Phoenix, Arizona, and in this video, I'm doing a detailed review of the Lace AI Pro auditory training app. Okay, so at this point, you've probably already seen me review different aspects of Lace AI Pro. However, since the app just received a fresh update, and now that it has access to most of the training modules outside of speech reading, I figured that now is a good time to do a detailed review of the entire app. So I've been recommending Lace AI Pro to all of my patients since December of 2024, and the response so far has been nothing short of amazing. Many of my patients who thought that they were already at the pinnacle of their hearing ability using their hearing aids found a way to unlock additional performance with auditory training. In fact, I even had a patient who went from a severe level hearing difficulty and background noise with a score of 19 out of 26 on the speech and noise test down to a score of 4, which is only a mild level hearing difficulty while in background noise. This is a 150% improvement in performance in background noise that had nothing to do with the hearing aids that he was wearing. Now, if you want to see exactly what he did to achieve this level of performance in background noise using Lace AI Pro, I will have this video linked down in the description for you. Now, just in case this is the first time that you're hearing about auditory training using the Lace AI Pro app, think of auditory training as physical therapy for your ears. If you were to get a knee replacement surgery, your surgeon would recommend that you undergo physical therapy once you're done with the knee replacement so you can strengthen the muscles and ligaments around the new knee. You would do this physical therapy for a period of time until you've strengthened the structures around your knee enough to where you do not have to continue on with physical therapy all the time. Of course, you may choose to do some additional exercise just to maintain your strength, and that is exactly the same concept when it comes to auditory training. When you have a hearing loss, you typically use hearing aids or a cochlear implant or even an auditory brainstem implant to restore access to missing sound so that sound can reach your brain. But just like your leg is relatively weak after you undergo a knee replacement surgery, your brain is relatively weak from not being stimulated with auditory information throughout the entire time that you've had hearing loss. So you do auditory training for a certain period of time until you get your brain back up to speed, and then you just maintain that level of performance by periodically doing auditory training as time goes on. And by far, the easiest way to do auditory training that's effective is to use the Lace AI Pro app. Research has consistently shown over the past 20 plus years that auditory training using Lace can significantly improve your performance with hearing treatment. The app includes speech and noise training for helping you better understand speech while in background noise, working memory training to aid in recall and retention of what you hear, and rapid speech training for improving your processing speed. You'll notice that they have not yet released the speech reading training module, and I suspect that this is because they're using artificial intelligence avatars that do not have as precise mouth movements as human mouth movements. However, when they do release this speech reading module, this will help you understand speech better because you'll be able to rely on visual cues. Okay, so you can access the Lace AI Pro app in one of two different ways. The best way is to locate a hearing care professional in your local area that has an account with Neurotone who owns Lace AI Pro. Many of the Hearing Up network members that you can find on my website hearingup.com have accounts with Neurotone, so you can sign up for a Lace AI Pro account through them. The suggested retail price for Lace AI Pro is around $499, and some clinics may offer a discount, especially if you've purchased hearing aids from them. Now, if you're unable to locate a local hearing care professional who can get you access to Lace AI Pro, you can just simply go down into the description of this video and click on the link. And yes, there is a discount code available for Dr. Cliff channel subscribers. When you purchase the app, you get lifetime access to the app. This means that anytime that they improve the app or release new training modules inside of the app, you will automatically have access. At some point, just like everything else, the price of this app will go up, so if you want to lock in current pricing, make sure that you purchase this app sooner rather than later. Alright, so once you purchase the app either from your hearing care professional or from the link in the description of this video, you will get a text message and an email from Neurotone to where you can download the app either with iOS or Android, and I have a Samsung, so I'm going to click on Android. There you can see Lace AI Pro comes up. I'm going to click on install. Once it's installed, we can go ahead and open the app. Then it will ask me to enter my phone number that I used when I purchased the app. So I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick here. And then I'm going to click on send me a code. So it will send me a code as a text here. So I'm just going to do that little drop down there, and I'm going to paste it the 6-digit code in here, and then I'm gonna click on verify. If you didn't get the code, you can click on resend the code, but I got it here, so verify it is. And now it already knows who I am because my name was entered when I purchased it under that phone number. So now if this is your first time accessing the app, it will ask you what type of content you want to use for your speech and noise training and for your rapid speech training. So I'm gonna go in here. I'm actually really interested in European culture and US culture. I'm gonna scroll down here a little bit. I need to select 6 total things here. So education and development, I like US history. I also think science is really cool. If I go down to fun facts and oddities, I really like animals, so I'm gonna click on animals. We've got health and wellness down here, puns and jokes, memory lane from different TV shows over the years, trivia, and philosophy. You know what? I'm gonna do philosophy quotes. So I have my 6 total. If I try to do another one, it will not let me because I can only have 6 at any given time. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on save, and there we go. Now it knows what types of content to use in the auditory training, which keeps me more engaged. After you do that, it will take you to your home screen. So let me just go ahead and walk you through some of the key components here. At the very top, you have the clinic that you actually purchased the access to the app from. To the right of that, you have your settings button. Right below that, you have your streak. Right below that, you have your leaderboard. Below that, you have the train button. Below that, you have the learn button, the my voices button, the my progress button, and the my clinic button. So let's go ahead and start off by clicking on the settings in the top right-hand corner. Inside of here, you can actually change your profile, so you can change your name, and then you have access to 3 different types of English. You have the United States English, United Kingdom English, and then Australia English. So we're just gonna go ahead and leave it on United States and click on save. Right below that, we have our notifications button. So do you want to get daily reminders from the app? I do highly recommend that you click on allowing it to remind you. Otherwise, you may forget to do your training, and you want to do at least 1 module per day, ideally when you're doing these training modules. So I'm gonna have reminders on, and I'm gonna click on save. Underneath the privacy settings, this is where you would actually allow Neurotone, who owns Lace AI Pro, to track how often you're doing the training and what your streaks are and how many modules you've done. And then you can actually earn a spot on the leaderboard competing against everybody else who's using Lace AI Pro. If you do not like the idea of that tracking, you can go ahead and turn that off. I think it's kind of fun, so we're gonna turn it back on. And at the end of the day, I mean, what would they do that's nefarious with that data? Probably not a whole lot. It's just showing that you're doing your training. So I'm gonna go ahead and allow it and click on save. Below that, you actually have your support tab. Now this takes you to a website where you can actually fill out if you're having any kind of issue with the app. It's important to understand that you can share issues with your hearing care professional, but there's literally nothing that they're gonna be able to do about it other than go on here and submit a ticket to Neurotone. So you might as well just go ahead and do it yourself and just be as precise as possible when explaining what the issue is. Then you can just click on that orange submit button. But let's go back here to the app. You also have your terms of service, your privacy policy, and then you have the log out button if you ever want to log out from the app for whatever reason. I typically recommend that you just stay inside the app at all times. But that is what you can do on the settings. Let's go back to the home button in the top right-hand corner here. So right below the settings, you can see that it's welcoming me back. It says that I have a 1-day streak going. So I think my highest amount of streak days that I got was like 4 in a row, and then I missed a day, and then I went and did a couple more. It's okay if you miss a day here and there, but this will show you how many days you've done in a row. And the cool thing is, like I said earlier, is that you can actually check out the leaderboard, and you can see where you rank in relation to other people who are absolutely addicted to the Lace AI Pro app. So you can actually go down, probably find people that you know on here as well, which I think is really, really cool. Look, we got someone there in Sholo, Arizona. That's really cool. I wonder if they're going to our hearing up provider up in the Sholo area. I think that would be really, really cool. Nevertheless, I'm gonna go ahead and click on the exercises tab here, and it shows you how many exercises that you've actually done relative to everyone else who's being tracked on the leaderboard. So not only can you see the amount of days that you've done of training in a row, you can ultimately see how many total exercise sessions you've done. I've got 31 in there right now, completed this month. So I'm gonna hit the back button. Now we have the train button, but I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna come back to that at the very end because that's where the meat of everything is at. So below the train button, we have the learn button. And this shows you all of the different topics that they have inside of here if you would like to learn more about different things. So for this one, I'm going to click on personal awareness. These lessons will cultivate self-awareness and proactive strategies to effectively manage hearing loss in daily life. The communication strategies will improve your conversations with practical, easy to apply techniques for clearer, more effective communication. Below that, we have optimizing your environment. Discover how to modify your surroundings to enhance hearing clarity and reduce auditory challenges. And then the last section that we have here is the importance of auditory training. Explore the critical impact of hearing loss on daily life and brain function. Learn how Lace AI Pro can enhance auditory processing and support better hearing health. So if you actually wanted to do one of these, you would just click on Start Lesson, and it would actually play for you and teach you all of these different tips that they have inside of these categories.
Hi, I'm Lacey.
Oh, there's Lacey right there. That's one of the AI avatars. Sorry, Lacey, we're gonna back out of this. We don't wanna do that right now. That's what you can do inside of the Learn section. So we're gonna go back. We also have My Voices. Now this is probably the one feature that most people say, wow, that's crazy and amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on My Voices here. Now I've already set it up with a couple of different things. I set it up with my wife Ashley's voice, and I also used my voice inside of here just for demonstration purposes. Ideally, you want to pick people that you have trouble hearing that are at a high priority for you, so you can actually use their voice to do the training. How it works is that you actually go down here and you invite a friend or family member. It can send them an email or a text message. I highly recommend that you send them a text message. And this way, when you enter in their phone number, they receive a text, and inside of that text, it explains that, hey, your friend so-and-so is doing auditory training. Could you please read this passage into your phone and then save it, so then artificial intelligence can take their voice and convert it into your training material. Pretty wild, right? So let's just say that you have trouble understanding your wife in particular, and you want to do better at actually hearing her. Well, you could have her submit her voice to Lace AI Pro, convert her voice into the training material, and now you can be specifically training yourself to hear her better. Once she has submitted all of this, you can see that individual on the My Voices tab here, okay? So you have the system voices, you can't change those. Those are by default. If you don't have anyone invited to use their voice, your phone is going to use the system. Now, if you want to manage these voices, you can actually trash them, like get rid of them if you don't want to use them anymore. And you can also hit the play button and hear what their voice sounds like converted with AI. Let me go ahead and play Ashley's voice here for you.
Thanks for the invite. I am excited to help you with your auditory training journey.
It's crazy. It actually sounds like my wife. Okay, so that is where you actually manage these. Now, this app has been updated, so you actually select which type of voice you want to use when you start one of your training modules. So let's go ahead and back out of My Voices here. Now we can actually track my progress. So there's a couple different categories that you have here for my progress. If you want to see your awards, this basically shows you where you're at with each level of the training. So I've done most of my training in the speech and noise training module. Second to that was the rapid speech module. Third to that was the working memory module, and as you can see, the speech reading module is coming soon. I don't know how soon, so I apologize for that. The goal here is to progress all of these up to where you're an expert communicator, completing all 4 of the modules, and each one of them has 4 levels to it, okay? So let's go ahead and hit the back button here. Let me click on My Scores now. So My Scores is actually really cool because this shows you where you're at currently and where your lowest score was and where your highest score was. So as you can see here, for speech and noise, I am capable of hearing in noisy environments. Now, if you want to learn a little bit more about this, you can click on Learn More and be like, okay, well, at my current level, what does that actually mean? Well, it means, in my case, that talking in a noisy restaurant or at a social gathering with background music and chatter is possible. But I would not be able to go in here in an extremely noisy environment. This would be attempting to hold the conversation in very loud settings, such as near heavy machinery, during really loud events, or entertainment venues, all right? So when you actually do your training and they slot you into one of these categories, you can see what that ultimately means, so you have realistic expectations on how you should be performing. Now, below that, you have rapid speech. So again, this shows you how good you are at understanding fast talkers, and it shows that I am currently really good good at hearing and understanding fast talkers, which is probably good since I'm a fast talker myself. In fact, if you're struggling to understand my rate of speech right now, you absolutely should be using Lace AI Pro and doing the rapid speech training, because that will make you better at understanding fast talkers. Now, if you want to learn more about what that means, you can open up the rapid speech scoring and it will tell you what it's actually doing. Then we can go back, take a look at our working memory. Apparently I could be a little bit better at working memory. Perhaps I need to do some more working memory training here, but you can see that I'm currently kind of midway on working memory. I'm not great at it. I'm not horrible at it. Working memory is a really important thing to be able to do, or have rather, when it comes to comprehending human speech and being able to recall what was being said. Now, it does show that I've actually improved my accuracy by 19% and that I've improved my response time by 5%. So you can see I am improving, and that's the nice thing about this, is that it actually shows you if you're having improvement. I'll also say that your hearing care professional or the person that you purchase this app from can actually track your progress there as well. And remember, I do have a great patient example of this where I show you what we can see as a hearing care professional, and that video again is linked down in the description. Now, right below my scores is leaderboards again. Now remember, you did have a button to go into the leaderboards on the home screen, so I'm not gonna go back into it here, but this is a second way to get access to the leaderboards. And then I can track achievements. So this basically keeps track of all the different things that you've been doing. So I've done a total of 234 exercises using the app at this point, which is great. It tells me my best hearing score, it tells me how many streaks that I've had, it tells me what my total training time is, how many exercises that I've done, and where I rank in terms of all-time streaks. I'm basically in the top 50% of users with the longest streak time. Basically, this is gamified to some capacity to where it keeps encouraging you to do more and more and more training as time goes on. But we'll go back out of that and we will go back to our home screen here. At the very bottom, I'll just quickly show you the My Clinic button here. So you can see that it basically has the clinic that you purchased the app from. You can book an appointment from this screen. You can see who your provider is, where their clinic is located, both their address, and click to open a map. You can see their hours of operation. You can call them, or you can go to their website directly from the app here as well. All right, so now let's get into the good part of the app, which is the training. So if I open up the training section here, you can see that right now I am set up to do my speech and noise training, all right? And right now it says that I have 36 more exercises to get to speech and noise level 4, which I'm really excited to do. So I definitely want to get through 36 more exercises because I'm currently on level 3. I definitely want to get to and then complete level 4. You can also select a different lesson. So right now, of course, I'm on speech and noise, but I could select one of the other different types of training modules, such as working memory or rapid speech. Now, I'm not going to do that right now, and I'll show you why. So I'm going to go back, and right below the lesson, you can see the content. So I could actually go in here and change those 6 different subjects that I initially selected when I first set up the app. Let's say that I ended up not liking like the philosophy quotes and I wanted to do something different like literature and poetry. I first have to get rid of one of the check marks because you can only have a maximum of 6 selected. So I got rid of philosophy quotes because I didn't like it, and I'm actually going to go to literature and poetry quotes. Now, you might not be interested in any of that stuff either, so just go and select the 6 things that you are interested in, and if you feel like some of the information is getting repeated over and over again, just go in here and change to something else. At the end of the day, the goal is not to be super interested in learning about something new. The goal should be to improve your hearing as much as you possibly can. So I recommend that you just go through all of them and use all of them at some point in time. But let's say that I just changed one of them. I click on save. Now it's going to convert the training material into one of those 6 topics that I currently have selected. And then right below that, you can see the My Voices. So you saw how we set up the My Voices earlier. Now you get to select which voices you want to use. So let's say that you want to use the system voices and my wife Ashley's voice. You could do that. Let's say that you did not want to use Ashley's voice because you're kind of getting sick of it, so you just go to system voices. Or say that you just want to use your wife's voice and you don't want to use the system voices at all. So you can select whichever one that you want, you click on save. Now that is the material or the voice that's going to be used to be speaking the material to you while you're doing your training. All right, so something else I want to show you here really quick is that these content topics and voices are only applicable to speech and noise training and to rapid speech training. Working memory does not allow you to adjust the different pieces of content that they're going to use, nor does it allow you to use a different voice that you have uploaded into the phone. You can see there, you can only do the working memory on the defaults that they have inside of the app. Now let me go ahead and show you a quick example of working memory since we're on it, and I'll go ahead and show you the speech and noise and the rapid speech training here as well. So let's go ahead and click on train now.
Hi, Clifford. Will here, your guide to sharpening your working memory. Here's how it works. You'll hear a scenario and you'll focus on the details. Then, you'll answer a few quick questions. You'll see a timer to track how quickly you recall the answers. When you're ready, tap, I'm ready to begin. Let's do this.
So you can definitely tell it's an avatar doing that, not an actual human being, because how they articulate is just kind of weird. Nevertheless, it's still pretty impressive. So I'm going to go ahead and click on ready.
For this scene, imagine yourself at a lively school sports day event.
Okay, we're going to hit continue.
Greetings from Lakeshore Academy Sports Day. I am Sarah, escorting you to the high jump contest located at the far end of the football field. Get ready to cheer as it kicks off at noon precisely.
All right, so now I have to answer questions about that to see how close I was paying attention. And I'll be honest, I wasn't doing a good job of paying attention, but let's see how I did. So I think that was at the Wyndham Academy. That was incorrect. It was Lakeshore Academy. Fair enough. Who was escorting you to the high jump contest? Was it Jessica? It was not, it was Sarah, and I'm just not doing too hot here to start. Which contest is held at the end of the football field? This one was the high jump contest, so I'm good there. It took me 5 seconds to figure out the answer to that one. What time does it start? Well, I think I'm kind of in trouble on this one because I have no idea. Let's just say noon. Oh, I got lucky, I showed up on time. Very good, that took me 5 seconds. Okay, so that gives you an idea of what working memory is like. I did horrible. The first one that I got incorrect took me 10 seconds to get to the answer. The next one that I got incorrect, I think, was 5 seconds, and the other two that I got correct were 5 seconds. Now, the goal here is to answer the questions correctly and to do it as quickly as possible, and then you get a score for basically both of those that you track over the course of time. And so you end up getting better at answering and you get quicker at it as time goes on when you're doing the training. So I thought that was really, really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and X out of that, and I'm going to show you the different types of modules as well in here, including speech and noise and rapid speech. So I'm going to go back to train. Okay, so we're going to switch off of working memory. I'm going to go to speech and noise, click on save. I already know that I have the content topics that I want in there, and then I'm going to just check and see if I have my wife Ashley's voice, which I want to use for this training. So I'm going to click on save. And keep in mind that if you're wearing hearing aids or earbuds while you're doing this, it does stream the audio directly into your ears. Right now I'm just playing it out in the open so my mic can pick up the audio so you guys can hear it too. So let me go ahead and train now.
Hey there, Clifford. Paloma here to guide you through today's speech and noise training. Listen for the speech and background noise and indicate if you understood by pressing yes or no. Ready to begin?
I am ready. Here we go.
Practice good posture to avoid back and neck pain.
Repeat what you heard aloud or silently to reinforce your understanding. Focus on grasping the overall message, even if you don't catch every word.
She spoke after I listened to it, so I forgot what was actually said, but I know that when it was said that I heard it very clearly. Let's see if I was right, so I'm going to hit confirm here. Practice good posture to avoid back and neck pain. You got it, Ashley. Is this what I heard? I do believe that this is what I heard, although maybe it wasn't. I'm going to go back and listen to it again. So I'm going to click on no, and then I'm going to replay it just to make sure.
Practice good posture to avoid back and neck pain.
And yes, I can confirm now that that is what I heard. So I'm not going to replay it again. I'm going to go ahead and hit next up. Now, the important thing here is that if you indicate that you did not hear it, what it's going to do is it's going to make the next one easier, meaning that the background noise is going to drop lower and the speech is going to be separated from it more. So I'm going to go ahead and hit next up here.
Wear a wide-brimmed hat for added sun protection.
Wear a wide-brimmed hat for added sun protection. Let's see if I was right. Wear a wide-brimmed hat for added sun protection. So that is what I heard. I will click yes. That means the next one is going to get tougher. And it's going to keep doing that. If you do better on this, it gets harder. If you do worse on it, meaning you're not able to hear and understand what was being said, it gets easier. It constantly keeps you on that borderline of what you can and cannot do. And that challenge is what makes your brain better at being able to separate out speech from background noise. Now that we understand that, I'm going to go ahead and exit out of speech and noise training. We're going to hit end. So we're going to switch it off of speech and noise, going over to rapid speech, Click on save. Once again, I already know the content that's going to be in here is the topics that I want, and then I'm going to click on voices just to see, okay, now here it has all of the system voices, Ashley and Cliff's voice, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off my voice. I'm going to leave in both the system voices and Ashley's voice for this, and I'm going to click on save.
Hi there, Clifford. It's Rosie. You're about to hear people speaking at a rapid pace. Focus on the overall message and let your brain adjust. After each sentence, press yes or no to show if you understood. Ready to start?
I'm ready.
Treat yourself with spa-like facials at home for self-care.
Repeat what you heard aloud or silently to reinforce your understanding. Focus on grasping the overall message, even if you don't catch every word.
Once again, when Paloma jumps on, it's not Paloma, when Rosie jumps on here and tells you what the instructions are after the first one, it's really hard to remember if what was being said on the first one. So I don't really remember what was being said, but I think that I got it. It was very fast, obviously. I'm gonna hit confirm. Treat yourself with spa-like facials at home for self-care. I do believe that that was what I heard, but man, that was really fast. That had to be something like 350 words per minute or something like that, maybe even more than that. And I was still able to hear and understand it. But the goal here again is that you want to challenge yourself with this. So if you heard it accurately, you're gonna click on yes, and it's gonna get harder for the next one. If you're not able to understand it, you click on no, and then it will play it for you again if you want to replay it. And then the next one that it plays for you will be slower. So you can end up, again, keeping you right on that borderline of what you can and cannot understand to tax your brain to the point where you can understand rapid talkers again. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this. Click on end. Okay, so the goal of doing auditory training using Lace AI Pro is to get yourself through all of the different modules, and that basically completes your physical therapy portion of auditory training. Then after that, you should just periodically go in there and do some more speech and noise training, do some more rapid speech training, do some more working memory training as time goes on, just to keep yourself sharp. Now that patient that I was referencing earlier in this video that had a massive improvement in speech and noise performance was because he was sticking to the training every day for like months in order to achieve a score like that. So if you're the type of person who wants to improve their hearing above and beyond what you can just get from hearing aids and cochlear implants alone, you have got to be doing auditory training, and using the Lace AI Pro app is one of the easiest ways to do it. It is also by far the lowest cost way to do auditory training. I know that some people kind of balk at the $500 price. Now, in most cases, you're not paying the full $500 if you can get a discount code for it, but it is the best money that you will ever spend when it comes to your hearing. The amount of money that you would have to spend to upgrade hearing aids to the point where you'd get the same amount of benefit as auditory training is thousands of dollars. That being said, if you get Lace AI Pro, I promise you will not regret it. And thanks so much for watching today's video. If you liked the video, do me a huge favor, click the like button. And if you are not yet subscribed, go ahead and do that as well. It is greatly appreciated. Of course, make sure you check out the Lace AI Pro link that I have down in the description of this video. And do not forget to use that discount code if you choose to purchase it from that link. And as always, I'll see you next time.